Hello and welcome to today's episode of the Jacksonville Jaguars Insider Podcast. My name is John Shipley. I am your host and beat reporter, and I have been your beat reporter, covering the Jacksonville Jaguars for On SI every single day since August 2019, and we're continuing to move forward through yet another season together. All right, folks, welcome to today's episode of the Jacksonville Jaguars Insider Podcast. Today we are talking about the Jaguars and their massive 48-20 win over the New York Jets that was not even as close as that was. That was pure domination. That was from the first whistle to the last whistle. One team expressing to the other, we are better than you in every facet, and we are not going to stop showing that to you until the game is over. I mean, just look at the mentality the Jaguars had late in the game. I mean, Trevor Lawrence is still chucking it downfield late in the third quarter. Liam Cohen's challenging plays. I mean, the Jaguars, I really think the Houston Texans loss awoken something in them. They aren't going to simply take their foot off the pedal anytime soon. They have learned firsthand what happens if you do that in the NFL. They've learned the most painful way that you can learn that lesson. And really, for the Jaguars, since that Texans loss, they just have not stopped putting the pedal to the metal. I mean, other than a close win against Arizona, the Jaguars are just flat out dominating teams. Los Angeles Chargers, dominated. Indianapolis Colts, dominated. New York Jets, dominated. And I understand. The Jets are what the Jets are. You know, the Jets obviously are not a team that has had any success this season. The Jets are obviously a team that, at the end of the day, have a lot of question marks. But you can only play who's in front of you. And I thought all week that the Jaguars were on the precipice of doing something like this. Because I believe I said 38-10, something like that. You could tell all week, in my opinion, the focus inside that locker room, that this was not a team overlooking the Jets, looking too far ahead, anything like that. In that instead, this was a Jaguars team that keenly knew the challenge in front of them. That understood what they had to do to make sure they don't slip. Because I mean, we know it. They know it. The Jaguars can't slip. They can't afford to slip. Houston's right there. Jaguars didn't get any help from the Arizona Cardinals. I'm telling you right now, they will not get any from the Las Vegas Raiders. I mean, the Jaguars need the Chargers or the Colts to show some fight, in their games against the Texans. All the Jaguars can really do is control what they can control. And on Sunday, that's exactly what they did against the New York Jets. I mean, what about Trevor Lawrence, people? He is playing better, in my opinion, than he was playing in 2022. Because during that run, he still had moments when maybe the decision-making was so-so. Maybe the accuracy wasn't as dominant, drive in, drive out. I'd say this is probably the best 3-game stretch he's ever had. I mean, the S-tier throws, the blue-chip moments, have just been countless for Trevor Lawrence over the last 3 weeks. And even if you go beyond that, I mean, some of the throws he made against Arizona, absolutely bonkers. Touchdown pass to Parker Washington against the Texans, absolutely bonkers. So, I mean, really, in their last 7 games since coming back from the bye. That's 28 quarters. The Jaguars have been the better team in 27 of them. They have that obviously one awful quarter against the Texans. But otherwise, the Jaguars have been absolutely rolling as of late. And Trevor Lawrence is the biggest reason why. I mean, obviously, Liam Cohen, his coaching staff, coordinators on all 3 sides of the ball have done a fantastic job. But the difference between the Jaguars now and the Jaguars early in the season, and the reason why they are seemingly all of a sudden an offensive juggernaut, Trevor Lawrence is playing to his potential. And it's not as if, I think it's important to note, it's not like Trevor's never played like this before. Trevor has had moments like this before. Trevor has had stretches like this before, where he's been able to just get hot and look like he's playing better than any quarterback at that given time. And whether, what flipped the switch, whether it really was as simple as getting Jacoby Myers, whether it's him getting more comfortable with Liam Cohen, whether it's Liam Cohen getting more comfortable with him, whatever happened, I don't think the how or why matters much. I truly think all that matters, for the Jaguars at this, present point, is the fact that Trevor Lawrence is finally playing to that ceiling. I mean, that throw to Parker Washington, only a handful of quarterbacks can make that throw. Only a handful of quarterbacks attempt that throw. I mean, it was an absolutely ridiculous throw. I thought it was better than the one Tim Patrick the week before, which was a fantastic throw. And that wasn't the only one. I mean, that first touchdown to Brian Thomas Jr., it was absolutely electric. You could sense from that drive on what kind of day it was really going to be. And that Trevor Lawrence was clearly going to be in a rhythm. And again, it's not all Trevor Lawrence. A lot of guys making plays. Bayshad Tude makes a great touchdown catch. Travis Etienne makes a great touchdown catch. Travis Etienne makes a great play on the screen to take it 45 yards for a touchdown. I mean, this is just a Jaguars team that is playing sound football, that's executing at a high level. And we haven't even talked about the defense that forced 3 turnovers. I know Brady Cook had some plays here or there, a couple throws. He had a couple scrambles. But you could tell, especially, when the Jaguars really began to pour it on points-wise, that there was just nothing the Jets could really do, either to stop the Jaguars or to really move the ball. I mean, the way the Jaguars just completely bottled up Breece Hall, that is winning defense. That is the kind of defense that will help you in January against the James Cooks, against potentially the Derrick Henrys, against Patriots running game, against the Broncos running game, whatever you want to call it. So the Jaguars, to their credit, did what they were supposed to do on Sunday. They were supposed to go out and dominate the New York Jets. The expectation could not have been for anything else. And the Jaguars had one of their most convincing, one of their most dominant, one of their most precise dismantlings that they've ever had. Ever. Not just in the time I'm covering them. I'm talking about, ever. So, kudos to the Jaguars. Obviously played very, very well against the Jets. Now a 5-game winning streak. I mean, the 2 hottest teams in football, Really, the three hottest teams in football, I think, all belong in the AFC. It's the Jaguars, the Denver Broncos, and the Houston Texans. So thank you guys for listening to today's episode. As always, we'll be back next time.